Hey, you guys, welcome to Mornings, especially this one. This time we have a really cool, cool for me, hopefully as cool for you, treat. We are this is a video that is very recent of the Galleria, or Galleria, pronounced both ways, Galleria, when we were there in India in 2007. They take us through a market that we used to shop at when we were there in 2007. So this is a walkthrough of what it looks like now, and I just share a little bit of my memories walking through this in relation to now and then in my experience in India. So if you love India, if you've been there, if you'd like to go there, this is just a really fun little taste. And again, a walk down memory lane for me, as well as just seeing how things have changed. So we're going to dive right in.
This is Galleria Market. और देखिए यहाँ पर इंडिया का फ्लैग भी लगा हुआ है. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. And guys, आज की इस वीडियो में ना हम गैलेरिया मार्केट घूम रहे हैं, जो कि DLF फेज 4 के अंडर में है, सेक्टर 28, गुरुग्राम, गुड़गांव.
Well, this is going to be very, very interesting. I used to shop here back in 2007. It looks a little different.
प्रॉपर एक गेट आप देख रहे हैं, ये इन्होंने बनाया हुआ है और फुल ऑफ लाइट्स एवरीवेयर, मतलब बहुत हैप्पी.
Yes, definitely full of lights. There's much more. I want to go back and look at my pictures from here. That many years ago, 15 years ago. Holy guacamole! Yes, looks like there's a lot more going on than there was back then.
लग रहा था मुझे यहाँ का environment, lot of flowers, lights, and lot of crowd over there.
Oh yes, the entrances that you see. There's a little kind of like arch and lights that looks very familiar.
और यहाँ पर ना 2 फ्लोर्स में मार्केट डिवाइडेड है गाइस. एक तो है ग्राउंड फ्लोर, एक है फर्स्ट फ्लोर, और ऊपर ये देख रहे हैं आप कुछ रेजिडेंशियल अपार्टमेंट्स हैं ऊपर. और अभी हम ग्राउंड फ्लोर पे घूम रहे थे. ग्राउंड फ्लोर का हमने टूर किया यहाँ पर. और ये देखिए, ये जो है मेन एंट्रेंस है. यहाँ पर एक्चुअली 2-3 एंट्रेंस है. ये वन ऑफ द एंट्रेंस है. यहाँ पर पार्किंग का स्पेस है सारा, और एंटर करते ही आपको नेचुरल्स मिल.
Oh, cafe coffee day! Woohoo! Where I used to get a good share of coffee.
है और जो बहुत अच्छा ब्रांड है आइसक्रीम्स के लिए.
Oh, and Subway was another place that we ate at here.
कैफे कॉफी डे है.
And then there used to be puppies by the side. I have pictures of puppies, the stray puppies that were hanging out by Subway.
और ये मुझे बहुत नीट एंड क्लीन लगी मार्केट, और जो है ना, कहीं मुझे ऐसी कोई गंदगी नहीं दिखाई दी. वेल डिजाइंड. हाय गाइस, वेलकम बैक. और गौरव मेरे साथ हैं अभी, और गैलेरिया मार्केट के अंदर हैं अभी. यहाँ पर हम गुड़गांव में.
वेरी नाइस. जब मैं फर्स्ट टाइम यहाँ आया, इट्स अ गुड प्लेस टू हैंग आउट विद योर फ्रेंड्स. देयर आर गुड आउटलेट्स वेयर यू कैन हैव गुड फूड.
So one of the things that was cool, about this place at the Galleria is, and it looks like even more so now, that there's places to just hang and be and sit, and it's an outdoor market. I live in a very, very cold climate, and much of the year there's not a lot of enjoyment hanging out in outdoor spaces at shopping malls. But this one fun thing about being where the temperature is a little more not so cold, maybe. They definitely get hot, but to just kind of have more places to be and hang out is very cool. Anyway, I know that shouldn't be a big deal, but it just feels like more and more places, there's less places to just sit and be and hang out often in different places and malls and cities here in the US, in my personal experience.
So first floor भी है यहाँ पर.
Right. So यहाँ पे actually you have food outlets on the ground floor. You have some other brands like phone के, mobile phones, laptops, anything that you want to buy here, you can come. Or first floor पे you will get some good pharmacies, some good products, maybe healthcare, and other.
Oh yes, I definitely went to the chemist a few times and got some. What else did we get at the chemist? So in India, back when I was there in 2007, I'm curious to know, they were ahead of their time. They were the head of U.S. medical, as they still are, or were then, as to where we are. So if you got an antibiotic in India, you also got a probiotic. right with it. It was just automatically assumed, that that's what you would need if you're taking your gut flora away. You need to replace them to keep you healthy. And I always thought that was super cool because I was aware of health and wellness in that, before that, something that I studied and worked in. And I just thought that was so fantastic. I probably got my Odomos there too for sunburns. I loved Odomos. Actually, not for sunburns, for preventing sunburns.
हाँ तो गाइज आप चलिए मेरे साथ टूर कीजिए ग्राउंड फ्लोर का और देखिए सामने खान चाचा है और एक जो ये पेडेस्ट्रियन जो एक फील दिया है ना यहाँ ग्राउंड फ्लोर का वो काफ़ी अच्छा है, बहुत सुंदर लग रहा है यहाँ पे। और क्या है ना फ्रेंड्स, यहाँ पर छोटी छोटी स्मॉल ईटरीज हैं, स्मॉल रेस्टोरेंट्स हैं जहाँ पर आप क्विक मील्स खा सकते हैं और खा के आप निकल सकते हैं और वेरी गुड क्वालिटी फूड वहाँ पर मिल रहा है। सो फ्रेंड्स, अगर आप यहाँ पर आना चाहते हैं, जो कि मैं आपको रिकमेंड करता हूँ कि आपको यहाँ ज़रूर आना चाहिए, तो अगर आप मेट्रो से आ रहे हैं ना इन केस तो मैं आपको बता दूं कि इफ़को चौक है यहाँ पर सिर्फ 1 किलोमीटर की दूरी पे, तो आप आराम से मेट्रो से आ सकते हैं दिल्ली से कहीं से भी। और अगर आप कार से आ रहे हैं तो सीधा गूगल मैप्स पे डालिए DLF फेज 4 गैलेरिया मार्केट गुड़गांव, तो आप आराम से यहाँ पर पहुँच सकते हैं।
Oh, I think is that the food market on the left there? The meat market, I think. Looks like it's in the right spot. Oh yeah, we used to get our meat from there. What did we get? We usually got goat, I think. And there was another fish market, so another meat market that got us food that was not so good for us. Anyway.
पार्किंग की भी यहाँ पर
So yes, that market, that I'm pretty sure that's we got our meat from. I don't know if it was the same place or not, like the same name back then. It's so interesting because I'm looking at like
एम्पल स्पेस है और ये ऐसी मार्केट है ना गाइस, मैं आप
I don't think there was this many like brand names. I feels like there are more stores than there were, or and more like official store face fronts. It feels definitely more modernized.
यहाँ पर सब कुछ मिलेगा, everything you will find here। और कुछ लोग
Okay, that store, the Apala, or I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I feel like that looks really familiar.
कहते हैं कि ये मार्केट जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा एक्सपेंसिव है। मुझे पर्सनली ऐसा नहीं लगा गाइस, क्योंकि यहाँ पर दोनों ऑप्शन थे, एक्सपेंसिव वाले भी थे और नॉट सो चीप वाले भी थे, नॉर्मल वाले भी थे। और क्या है ना कि अगर आपको कुछ ऐसी ईटरीज में अगर खाना थोड़ा सा महंगा भी लग रहा है तो वहाँ क्वांटिटी बहुत मिल रही है, क्वांटिटी अच्छी मिल रही है। तो मुझे ये बहुत अच्छा यहाँ पर साइन लगा और ये क्वालिटी मुझे लगी यहाँ की। और अगर मैं नीट एंड क्लीननेस की बात करूँ ना गाइस, तो मतलब मैं आपको बता नहीं सकता, आप फ्रेम्स में देख रहे होंगे कि बहुत साफ था, डस्टबिन लगे हुए थे, मुझे कोई गंदगी यहाँ नहीं दिखी। और मॉल्स से मुझे ये थोड़ा लेस एक्सपेंसिव ही लगा। मॉल्स
I think that's GNC. Yeah, I don't think that was there when I was there.
Are more highly expensive rather than this market.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the top level. I love the multi-level stores, or the multi-level malls, but this definitely, the top level now feels way more like when I remember going there, because I didn't go to the top level very often, and I felt like those were kind of like out of the way places a little more, where this feels like it's just another level, like it's really modernized and a lot more shops have taken it over, which is just fine.
यहाँ पर ना एक लाइवली माहौल है, एक वाइब मुझे इस मार्केट की लग रही है।
Yes, this feels so much more alive and with so many more people. I have no idea what time of day. It looks like they're in the evening just because it's so lit up. And it looks like there's just a lot more people. There were a good share amount of people when I was there, but there just feels like there's a lot more. Like this has really gotten busy, but it's so much fun to see. It just brings me right back there to just very specific moments in time of of walking down, looking for things or just being there and watching the dogs and eating at Subway. There was a good share of eating at Subway. Eating at Subway was always fun. So living in India, and again, remember I was there in 2007 and sadly have not been back. They made me appreciate fast food in a whole different way. Their fast food there is done so much better. It's the same thing. Subways, McDonald's had definitely some different varieties of food that we definitely don't have here that were more Indian, but the other stuff was kind of the same. And they just made it with so much care. It just felt like there was Subway was a fast food, right? But it was slow because they just were more deliberate in many cases in making a sandwich, and it just always felt like we got really good food from there. So the typical fast food that we ate in the U.S. just was like brought up a whole new level over there, and I think they kind of had to do that to have people eat it. This fast food thing wasn't necessarily back then, especially. It was kind of a new concept, people don't eat it that didn't eat it. I don't know what's going on there now, but didn't eat it every day like they do here more so. Not that we do all the time, but it's a little bit more for many people, and not everybody. I totally realize there are other people who do not eat fast food at all. Go people. But it was more of an oddity for most people over there. Younger people, I think, who wanted to be a little more American. That's what I felt like I saw. And of course, those kind of sometimes grab a bite or whatever. But like I said, even the McDonald's would have chicken sandwiches that they served to you at your table, by the way. So you'd order and you'd go sit down and they would bring it to you. And then they had Indian dishes as well. And I don't remember loving those. I didn't have a whole lot of them. And we didn't eat here a lot or at fast food a lot. But we did want to experience it because the Pizza Hut was fantastic, and they serve chai over there, like Indian chai, which makes perfect sense, but I miss that in the US. Like, we need to have Indian chai everywhere. Yeah, and the Subway was interesting, and I'm sure they don't do this anymore, if not, for COVID or whatever, but if you would get like the little packets of mustard and ketchup or whatever with your sandwich, there was a place that you would drop your extras off, so that's where you could pick up extras instead of just throwing them in the garbage. Yeah, I have a lot of really, really good memories.
सो गाइस जाते जाते मैं यहाँ का आपको कंक्लूजन देके जाता हूँ रिव्यू कि इट्स अ वेरी नाइस प्लेस टू चिल बोथ विद फैमिली फ्रेंड्स चाहे कोई बिजनेस मीटिंग हो.
I feel like the lights stringing across that was there when I was there, and I love the architecture of the old buildings, and like I said, just the walking up the stairs and going to the second level. I just love that. I loved being in a place where it was comfortable temperature-wise to be in an outdoor market.
होगी. So guys, please subscribe my channel also and like this video. अपने friends के साथ share कर लीजिए. Take care.
Delhi Electronics. So one of the other things I think in my memory that I also got at that mall was one of like the immunizations that I needed to go to India. Like I had one more shot left or whatever, and then I got the process going when I went to India, and then got a second one. And one of the things that I take away from India is how good they are at giving shots and drawing blood. I remember the first shot I got, because you kind of like, I don't know, I used to be a lot wimpy around needles. And so just the trepidation of that and being in a place that I don't know anybody and whatever. And the person who did it, it was like it was over. And I couldn't believe it was done. And that was just kind of my experience there. They were so great about things like that. I am somebody who, if you're going to take blood, I better be laying down or it's not going to be pretty. And just no big deal. And they just were so good about it. It's the most comfortable experience. I don't know what training they've got going on over there, but I'm telling you, if we could get that in the US, there'd be a lot less traumatized kids in this world. It's just when I see places that do things that make so much sense, or they do it so much better, and I don't know. I feel slightly bad about saying, like, I feel like I'm picking on our system, but whatever. I'm sorry. Consistently, I don't know if I had more than one shot, but I did have blood drawn multiple times, like not an absurd amount, but multiple times. And I had a few other things done too, that were just, my experience was just very pleasant. So if we can teach if whatever training they get is over there is having them be really great about shots and taking blood, how about we do that everywhere? Like, that just seems simple. Let's just make it easy. Anyway, all right. So that's my big line for the Galleria, not the direction probably expected to go, but that's okay. Anyway, that is so much fun. Like, taking trips back in my mind to India and just the smells. India smells very different than our country. If you've ever read the book Shantaram, he explains it when he gets off the plane, and the explanation he has about how India smells is just dead on. I haven't read that book for years. I read it while I was in India. And it was just so good. So anyway, I could go on and on about my experience in India, and it's so many years past, and I hope to get there again in my life and see with my own eyes how things have changed and some of the old stomping grounds. It's just fun to see that that's there. Not that I expected it not to be, but that was a place that we went a lot, and because it had some of the things that we needed, and that's where the meat store was, and various other things as well. And I think that's where the wine shop was, that we got some beer or wine that was meh. But anyway, it's not their fault. All right. Yeah, cool. Thanks for hanging out with me today and watching this and traveling down memory lanes. I'm curious if you have ever been to India, and if you have been to the Galleria, and if you have your own memories to share. Like I said, it's a place that I would love to. It's weird. Like I say, I wish I could like show you pictures of what it looked like. I don't have many from there, but just the face front looked different. Now it just looks more like a little more of an upscale mall, or just a shopping mall. And I have to look at the old pictures to just kind of remind myself of the memory, but it feels like when I was there, it was less bright, and less fresh. So we appreciate you being here. Please do like the video, subscribe to the channel, and we are exploring a lot of different things on the channel. So check out the other videos and see what you think. Love to hear your feedback in the comments below. Have a great one.